Hello, and welcome to the Daily Dose. This week, we're talking about what God sees. And specifically today, does God see my mistakes? When I was about 3 or 4 years old, I must have been doing something that I wasn't supposed to be doing, and I found myself in a timeout. I know it might come as a shock to you all that I was less than a cute and perfect child, but I, because of whatever I had done, found myself trapped on the couch and I could not go anywhere. I was mad. And in my anger, I lashed out at whatever I could find. My mom had a clay ornament of sorts that meant something to her, and I ripped it apart. I immediately hid it in the couch cushion to hide what I had done from her in shame. This memory of something I did 30 years ago is a faint memory, but I still remember the guilt so much that I've carried it into my adult life. She eventually found out what I had done, and I remember her being so sad, and I still feel the weight of what I did decades ago. But for today's thoughts, what I want to focus on is the hiding. When we do something we know we shouldn't do, we hide it. We try to hide it. We hide it from others, we hide it from ourselves, and we try to hide it from God. So the question of, does God see those mistakes? There's a story in the Bible that most of us have heard so many times it might actually start to lose its magic. You might have grown up, like me, hearing the story of Zacchaeus with a flannel graph or something like that. It goes like this. In Luke 19, 1 through 10, Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through. A man was there by the name of Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and was very wealthy. He wanted to see who Jesus was, but because he was short, he could not see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore fig tree to see him, since Jesus was coming that way. When Jesus reached the spot, he looked up and said to him, "Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I must stay at your house today." So he came down at once and welcomed him. All the people saw this and began to mutter, "He has gone to be the guest of a sinner." But Zacchaeus stood up and said to the Lord, "Look, Lord, here and now I give half of my possessions to the poor, and if I have cheated anyone out of anything, I will pay back 4 times the amount." Jesus said to him, "Today salvation has come to this house, because this man, too, is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek and save the lost." Here we have Zacchaeus, a tax collector. In those days, the Roman Empire would set taxes on the Jews, but instead of sending a Roman guard or someone from Rome to collect those taxes, they would hire Jews to tax their own people. These tax collectors were some of the most hated of that time because they would make their money by collecting extra money as taxes to collect their profit. It was considered betrayal for these Jews to work for the Roman Empire, to make money from the oppressed Jews just to get ahead in the world. Zacchaeus was seen as a greedy, corrupt backstabber by the Jews. And unlike me trying to hide what I had done with my mom's decoration, it was in plain sight for everyone to see who Zacchaeus was. But I love this story. It shows us how God views us. Jesus asked to spend time with this sinner, with Zacchaeus. Jesus wants to dine with the man who is seen by the people as corrupt and greedy. He sees past the outward appearance and into the very heart, life, and circumstances of Zacchaeus. And my favorite part of the story is that when Jesus sees Zacchaeus, really sees him, it's a life-changing experience for him. It transforms him. And through this transformation, it also changes the lives of all those people who had judged Zacchaeus, as he promised to give back 4 times what he had stolen from them. It's so easy for us to read a story and just call it a story. But to me, the story of Jesus and Zacchaeus is as life-changing for you and for me. Does God see our mistakes? Yes. He sees what Zacchaeus had done, and us too. But that doesn't stop God from seeing our hearts and our lives and our potential and our good. He sees us as the lost sheep and searches for us and loves us. And just like Zacchaeus, I believe that when we experience this profound love and grace, it can transform our lives into so much more. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you watched this on Facebook, hit the like and the share button. If you watched on YouTube, hit subscribe. And if you watch this on television, invite a friend or family to watch with you. Thank you. God bless.